Hi, this is Gail Cook, and this is my video podcast, The Road to Blood and Betrayal, Episode 1. What is Blood and Betrayal? It's the Mind's Eye Theater Vampire the Masquerade's premiere game at LA by night. It's held in Long Beach, California on the Queen Mary, and I'm going. I'm on the red list, which means I get a character of note, and which means that a character is going to be sent to me. Oh my god. And my photo will be in the Blood and Betrayal booster bundle PDF. So that's exciting. It's really exciting. So first of all, for those of you that might not know, um, Vampire the Masquerade is a LARP, which is live action role playing. What is live action role playing? Well, to me, it's getting together with a group of friends once a month and basically acting out a story in which you created the characters and you create the dialogue, and it's run by the players and moderated by a storyteller who is basically like a director. So he makes the big decisions and basically keeps you on track with the game that he has set up. But he doesn't interfere. He's just there for problems and to further the story along. And there are many great storytellers here in Alberta. So I'm very, very lucky. I'm currently in Alone in the Night Edmonton game. So I personally, once every couple months or sometimes once a month, go over to Edmonton, which is about 600 kilometers round trip. Very lucky that people have put me up, and I salute them. Thank you. So I do travel to go to games, and obviously I'm traveling to Long Beach, California, which is going to be the most expensive game I have ever gone to, but totally worth it. This is the first podcast, first episode. I do have notes, so please bear with me for this first episode. It'll get better as it goes along. What am I going to do in this video series? Basically, I'm going to chronicle my journeys, how I prepare for Blood and Betrayal, the highs, the lows. Yeah, costuming is coming up. That should be interesting. So I haven't got my character yet. What I do know is that she's not going to be Canadian probably, which I kind of hoped. We're so underrepresented in games, but that doesn't mean we're not awesome. Here goes my notes. I'll just pick that up. So, she's not going to be Canadian if she's a prince, but I do so very much want to be a prince. If I have to, I would settle for Justicar and Archon. Just putting it out there. I'd even substitute for Lilith if I had to, but I don't think that Lilith would condescend to be a gallery. Just putting it out there. Yeah, that's not going to go well. So yeah, so I had a choice. I got my email from Jason asking what characters, what type of character, what clan I would like to play, and what sect. The choices were Asimite, Bruja, Follower of Set, Gangrel, Giovanni, Malkavian, Nosferatu, Toreador, Tremere, Ventrue. I was so hoping for some mid-save. I kind of knew it would be, but you know. So my choices in order were Tremere. Now I'm currently playing one, and I played one previously. So if I get Tremere, this will be my third Tremere. My previous and current Tremere have been very high humanity. I don't mind high humanity. I can play very low humanity. Sometimes that gives really interesting choices. So, hoping for a little low humanity. or just moderate. Moderate hit is good. My second choice was Giovanni. Now, really, Tremere and Giovanni could have been interchangeable because I like both clans and I can play both. I have played Giovanni in the past. I doubt Giovanni would be Prince character. That's the thing, right? Kind of want to be an important Prince type character. Never been Prince. Want to be Prince. I'd be a fabulous Prince. Tornado Prince probably, but that's okay. So those are my two top ones. Malkavian was my third. The thing with Malkavian is that they get derangements, and I'd really have to study a derangement, and I've only got 2 months, and I have to do costume stuff. So Malkavian is perfectly fine. I like Malkavians, they're cool. Bruja, I usually die. That was the next one, the fourth. Bruja, I usually die very quickly. I'm a crap disturber. I admit it. It's a problem. When I play Bruja. Sorry. Okay, so Toreador was my fifth choice. I would actually have a talent. Cause I'm taking singing lessons. But Toreador are very exhausting, and they have to be on all the time. God, it's so hard. I mean, to be on all the time. Club soda. Yeah. It's hot in here. It's hot in Calgary. Brutally hot. If it was like 10 degrees below, I'd be so happy right now. But it's not. Okay, Venture was the next one. I spent a goodly portion of last game, like a week ago, talking to the Venture as a Tremere. Yes, Venture are jerks. They are. It's true. They can't help themselves, but they have money, and money is useful, and so kind of takes the edge off a little bit. Not really. I could do Venture. Nosferatu. I don't want to do Nosferatu. I like Nosferatu. They're great. They have a lot of information. God love them. God love those Nosferatu. I just don't want to do it right now. Not prepared. Okay, so that Gangrel was the 8th choice. My 8th choice. The 9th and 10th choice were Asmite and Follower of Set. I have no frame of reference for these two clans, and it would be a learning curve more than, say, Toreador, Entry, Malkavian. I don't want to do learning curve right now. Learning curves are great if you are just in a regular game. This is not a regular game. This game is important to me, and I want to be able to play as best as I can without having a silly learning curve like that. My friend Kari did Asmite. Yeah, Asmite in the last game. She's great. But again, that's a regular game, and I feel pressure. And I don't want to feel the pressure playing a new kind of clan. If Kari was going, she'd be an awesome Asmite. Question number 2. Choice of sex in order of practice. I picked Camarilla. Yay, Camarilla. Number 2, Independent. I think that would be interesting. Or number 3, Anarch. I've never really played an Anarch, so again, learning curve. If you're wondering about the weird light changes, it's my TV. I have it on. That won't happen for next game, or next game, next podcast. So it's all good. So I'm super excited about this, as you can probably tell. So what will this video cast be about? What it will be about is my preparations for Blood and Betrayal. what I've done so far for preps, costuming, makeup, pardon me, where it is, and dialect. So, dialect. I have always thought that if you're going to do a character, you need to have a certain amount of preparation for it. So, if I have an English character like I did in Eleanor Fry, who was a Bruja and lasted roughly, and I mean roughly, one game because I messed her up. I was craft server and I paid for it. So I went to a dialect coach and got my English accent. I also have a Scottish accent, which I use for Candace Montgomery, who is my Tremere in Alone in the Night. I also have a Russian accent, which I use for Ismetgrad Budmirsky, who is a Requiem character in, I think, a now defunct game, sadly. My Russian is not that good. It needs a lot of work. Scottish needs a little work. My English is awesome. I have to practice a little bit, but that one was really good. Of course, my Canadian accent. So for this one, depending on where Blood and Betrayal character is from, I'm gonna have to give a call to my dialect coach because I cannot step into a game without a proper dialect. That's my standard. It's not anybody else's. Nobody else has to take dialect coaching. I just do it because I want to. That's just the way it is for me. But I mean, there's no pressure. Like, you don't do that. It's not like an acting gig where you're playing an English character and you better have an English accent because you can't play the character if it doesn't. That's not the way life is. You go with minimal skills. And the strange thing is that after you've done it for a few years, you develop certain acting skills that, and I've even used them in real life. I do an awesome interview. I do, just because I've worked for so long and I just have the skill. Um, a person can come in without any kind of acting skill at all, and they're accepted because it's the willingness and the desire to play the game that's important. It's not your skill level. It, you know, you're not going to have somebody come up to you and say, "Oh, that was terrible." You're not. We're all going to be like, "Oh my God, you were so awesome because you came and you played." And after a few years, after a few months, you're starting to really get into it and you're starting to develop your character and you're starting to develop the skills that that make you a great player. And it's really nice to see somebody brand new come in, and we're also supportive, and it's it's great to see the development between day one and then, even day three of LARPing, which is month three, if we must get technical. That's what I like about it. Everybody's so accepting of your skill level. You don't have to be an expert. Nobody's an expert. Well, there might be a couple people, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not a judgmental thing. It's your desire to want to play the game, and it's just amazing. It is. You have to come and try it if you haven't tried it. What kind of person plays in Vampire the Masquerade? Well, let me tell you, I know of lawyers who have played this game, who are playing this game. You know, it you are just normal person coming in. I wrote this down today about um, about vampire. So we come from ordinary everyday jobs. We do ordinary everyday things. But when we come together on a day a month, we do amazing things. We are princes, we are primogen, we are clanmates. We are heroes, we are villains, we are betrayers. We are allies, we are enemies, and we're just those guys that want to survive the night. We are Mind's Eye Theater, Vampire the Masquerade LARPers. And let me tell you, folks, we can be pretty awesome. Seriously, I have seen performances that I think would just be on par for almost an Academy Award. Like, really, and coming from the most unlikely people sometimes. I can't say enough about the skill level and the teamwork that goes on in LARP. There is teamwork, because as a clan, you cannot survive without it. Especially if you got some guy, you know, scheming against you in your own clan. It really hoops you around. So teamwork works for you. I don't know. What have I done to prepare for LA by night? I have my reservation at the Residence in Long Beach downtown. Ooh. Okay, so it's not the Queen Mary. I missed that. But you know what? What can I tell ya? I don't need to be on the boat. I just need to be near the boat so that I can get to the boat so I can play. Besides, if it truly is haunted, right? I don't want those ghosts keeping me up. I've always thought about ghosts. Like, if you're going to be in my apartment, you need to be paying rent or doing my dishes. You need to be doing something. Don't just haunt my house. Don't make a mess. I can make a mess myself. You need to clean up after me. You need to pay your way. So that's what I say about ghosts. Okay. So also, I have my flight to Long Beach, California. Oh yeah. I hate flying. I do. I'm a white knuckler. So for me to go to Long Beach to play a game, yeah, I must like your game, which I do. It's crazy for me to, actually take a plane, soar through the air, and yeah, getting scared now. So we won't talk about that anymore. So I'm super pumped. Costuming is not done. I don't know who this person is yet. Dialect coaching is not done because I don't know what city she's coming from. Don't have any shoes. Next week, I am planning on, because I'm going to the Succubus Club and I paid for a VIP type ticket. Succubus Club, VIP party. What the hell am I going to wear? I don't know. So that's going to be possibly sorted by next week because I am going out with a friend of mine and practically shopping for it. Yeah, but don't worry. I'll let you in on what I get. Shoes. Shoes are important. I have no idea what I'm wearing for shoes during the game. My first instinct is, of course, heels. But honestly, heels are not very practical for walking around game all day. Usually, if I wear heels to game, I am walking in my stocking feet because it hurts. Yes, it does, and I really just want to wear flats. Um, is this going to be viable? Actually, I really just want to wear running shoes, but that's all going to depend on what my character's like, and I can't really get away with it. So that's going to be problematic. I swear to God, it always comes down to shoes. Because seriously, my character Sue Peachtree, who's generally just a nice girl who just happens to be Tremere, would never wear a corset, but for one game, I wore a corset and heels and walked around like Frankenstein for most of the evening when I wasn't taking the shoes off and walking around in my nylons. So it's going to be a real issue. We'll get over it. I don't know. One concern of mine is that they're going to have professional actors there. I can't compete with that. I could try, but I think I'll just be normal Gale player. Sometimes, and that's another worry, playing in a game that I don't know anybody. It's fine day when you're playing with friends because they know what you're like, right? They do. Sometimes I have good nights. Sometimes I have awesome nights. Sometimes I have average nights, and sometimes I have bad nights that I just wish I had stayed home instead and not gone to game. Those are rare, thank God, but they do happen. And what if I have one of those types, you know, nights? It's kind of scary to me, not being around people I know who are forgiving and possibly people I don't know. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much because I mean, it all boils down to what if I have an awesome night and I rock their world? Of course I am. But I mean, it can happen, and I'm hoping. Uh, kind of wishing I would have a goal so that I could blame everything on a goal. I mean, clearly that's what they're for, isn't it? Okay, maybe not, but um, generally, most of the time, I think I'm gonna do great. And then there's always those days where I think, oh my God, am I really doing this? Why am I really doing this? So anyway, that's my whole thing. So this is the end of episode 1 of Blood and Betrayal, the road to Blood and Betrayal episode. Next episode will be a little smoother and won't rely on notes hopefully too much. Um, so yeah, cheers until next time. I think that the next update will be when I get my character. Now, I'm not going to give everything away about my character. I mean, because I don't know who's going to watch this, or I don't want to ruin anything because that would be unfair and unfair to me. So, anyway, look out for The Road to Blood and Betrayal, episode 2. Cheers, guys.